Hello, welcome to this 20-minute energizing Vinyasa flow practice. You can start sitting on the knees or in a comfortable seated position. We'll take one hand over the heart, the other hand on top, and just closing down the eyes or lowering the gaze. We'll take the attention inwards and just taking notice of how your breath feels today. How does your body feel emotionally? And just seeing if you can lengthen your breath. And just gently releasing the hands away. We'll take a big reach out to the sides and all the way up to the top. And gently taking a hold of one wrist and just pulling this wrist over into a side stretch. You can keep the eyes closed or gently open them now. And just releasing back up to center and just taking a hold of the other wrist and gently pulling it over to the other side. Just trying to keep the shoulders down here. And coming all the way back up to center and gently releasing the hands down to the sides. We'll take an easy twist here. So taking one hand onto the knee, the other hand around the back and just gazing behind you. And gently switching sides, finding this easy twist-like position. And gently releasing back to center. And gently folding over, taking the arms behind, coming to find a restorative child's pose. So you may need to come to your knees here if you aren't already. And just think of lowering the forehead down and wrapping the body around the thighs. You can just reach the arms all the way round to the front in your child's pose. Just finding length now in the arms. And then just releasing up and just coming to find your tabletop position in your own time. Just really think of lifting the core in. Just find some cats and cows following some movement. So taking an inhale to round through the spine, tucking the chin towards the chest as you shift forwards. And exhale, shifting back, arching the spine, lifting the gaze. Inhale, shifting forwards. Exhale, shifting back. And just keep moving through your cats and cows with this fluid-like motion. And then even moving round side to side, taking some intuitive movement here. So whatever your spine is calling for, you may just want to continue your cats and cows, or feel free to take any free movement. No one is watching you, so just taking what feels good. And then when you're ready, we'll tuck the toes and lift the hips high, finding your downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet here and just really easing into the backs of the legs. You can keep a generous bend in the knees. And taking an inhale to come up high on the toes, and as you exhale, twisting the toes round in one direction, bending the knees. We'll inhale, center, and exhale, twisting to the other side, pressing into the arms. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. And then coming back to center, finding your downward facing dog. We'll gaze towards the hands and shift the right knee all the way towards the outside of the right arm, planting the foot down. Just finding this lizard stretch here, keeping the knee lifted for now. We'll take an inhale just to see if you can dive the nose just to touch the mat and coming back up. We'll take that one more time. And then gently releasing the back knee down. You can release the toes of the back foot and coming to find our lizard, either with the elbows down or staying high on the fingertips. You can use any blocks or supports that you need to here as well. And feel free to even rock from side to side. And when you're ready, we'll walk the hands in, tucking the toes of the back foot, lifting the knee and stepping the right foot back to join left in downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath here, any movement that you need to. And we'll gently lift the right leg high, three-legged dog. Just seeing if you can stack the right hip over left, and you can even bend at the knee to let the leg hang over. And then we'll draw some big circles with the right knee. So just moving that knee round in one direction. And then switching the direction of the circle. We're just mobilizing the hip joint here. Then allowing that knee just to hang over for one last moment before planting the right foot down in downward facing dog. We'll take the gaze towards the hands, this time shifting the left knee towards the left elbow, planting the foot down outside the left hand. Staying high on the back leg for now. We'll just dive down, so just seeing if you can touch the mat with your nose and just rippling all the way back up. So you can bend in the elbows to help you here. Taking that one more time, bending the elbows, see if you can dive down. And then gently, you can lower the elbows or staying up high on the hands. You can keep that back knee lifted or dropping it down, coming to find our lizard stretch here. Finding those gentle rocks if you took them on the other side. And just gently walking back up to the hands. And just stepping that left foot back to join right, finding your downward facing dog. And we'll release that left leg up high, finding our three-legged dog. So you're just stacking the left hip on top of right, and you can either bend at the knee, letting that foot hang over, before we draw some big circles with the left knee. And then reversing that circle, moving in the opposite direction. And gently releasing that left foot back down to the mat. Settling into our downward facing dog. Gaze between the hands, stepping left foot, right foot to the top of the mat. Coming straight up into a halfway lift, so taking the hands to the shins or to the fingertips, finding one long spine. And taking an exhale to gently fold over the legs. You can keep a soft bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, folding over the legs. And just stepping the right foot back, planting the foot down at 45 degrees. We'll come to find our pyramid. An option to take the arms in reverse prayer behind the back. We can keep them in prayer at the front, or just allowing the arms to hang down either side of the front leg, coming to the fingertips or onto two blocks or anything to support you. Gently releasing the hands if they're in prayer. We'll just shuffle back the right leg, coming into a lunge. And planting the right hand down, we'll lift the left arm high. You can take the gaze up towards that top hand if you like. And gently lowering the back knee, we'll tip the body backwards so the left hand comes towards the right calf or thigh, reaching up with the right arm, and then wimbling the arms down to frame that front foot. We'll step the back foot to join left, coming up to halfway lift, and an exhale to fold, taking a slight bend into the knees. We'll step back with that left foot, planting it at 45 degrees, and taking your option of pyramid with the hands in prayer behind the back at the heart center, or just allowing the arms to hang down beside you, fingertips or onto blocks or support. We'll gently release the hands if they're in prayer, shuffling that back leg back just slightly. Planting the left hand down, we'll reach up tall with the right arm, finding this twist. And gently lowering that left knee down to the mat and keep the toes tucked. We'll tip the body backwards, taking the right hand towards that left calf, reaching up tall with that left arm, finding a gentle back bend here, keeping the gaze high, or you can take it down towards that back leg, and wimbling the arms, left hand, right hand, planting the hands, and then just stepping that right foot back to join left, downward facing dog. Gently lowering the knees and then pressing the weight forwards, plank, taking it back to down dog. Taking that again, gently lowering the knees, shifting the weight forward to plank, and lifting high, downward facing dog. Taking this bear pose, plank, downward facing dog. And then gently lowering the knees to the mat, we'll bend the elbows in towards us, just to lower the body down. And taking the hands forwards, taking the elbows, and you can rotate the palms up. Just finding a variation of Sphinx pose here. Finding this feeling of surrender with the palms open. You can think of something that you can let go of today. Something that you want to release. Gently turning the palms back down, we'll kick in that right foot, and you can take the hand around the toes. You can just reach for the toes behind you, or you can gently pull that heel in towards the glutes. Just finding a quad stretch here. Just taking whichever level feels good for you. We'll gently release that foot, coming to reach for the other foot this time, bending at the knee. We'll press that heel in towards the glutes, or just reaching around the inside of that foot. Taking whichever level, and gently releasing the foot away, and just lowering the body down. We'll bring the hands back slightly and just shifting the weight up, taking the knees wide. We'll find a wide-legged child's pose. Feel free to bend at the elbows, taking the hands in prayer behind the heads, or just keeping the arms out long. Just taking this moment to come back to your breath, coming back to your internal world. hands are in prayer, just releasing them out long. We'll shift the weight forwards, finding your tabletop, and then just crossing the ankles to sit back, finding a seated position. We'll take the right hand onto the left knee, the left arm over, holding onto the right knee, and tucking the chin towards the chest, finding this upper back stretch. And keeping the left hand where it is, we'll uncross the right to reach over the left arm and back onto the knee, just finding this upper back stretch on the other side. Then releasing the hands, we'll take the feet out in front of you, pressing the hands into the mat either side of the hips, finding one long spine, finding our Dandasana. It's really activating in the body, almost feeling like you're going to lift the hips up. And gently release, folding over the legs, taking the hands towards the calves or the toes, or onto the fingertips beside you. Just finding this gentle fold. We'll just shift forwards and just rolling down through the spine, coming all the way down to lying, and then tucking the knees in towards the chest, giving the knees a tight squeeze. And then we'll take the arms on the insides of the thighs, taking a hold of the pinky edge side of the foot, or peace fingers around the big toes. Opening the hips out to find happy baby, drawing the knees towards the armpits. You can even rock from side to side here. And gently drawing the knees back together. You can release the legs up tall if you want to just let the legs hang, or taking the legs behind the head, finding this plow pose. You can keep the hands on the lower back or clasping them, releasing them down long to the mat. Option to keep the legs long, or you can drop the knees towards the ears, or gently guide the body down, keeping the legs lifted. We'll all meet in this leg hanging position, whichever variation you've taken, or stay here. And then we'll release the feet down, bringing the soles of the feet together onto the mat, finding a diamond with the legs, finding our reclined butterfly. You can take the hands on top of the hips or out beside you. Just close down the eyes now if they aren't already. Feel free to take your Shavasana here today. Or you can release the legs out long, releasing the arms out long. We'll just take these moments of rest together as we finish our practice today. And just taking this moment to notice how your body feels after this short practice. Now that you've moved the body, do you feel you've built any heat in your muscles? Feel stretched? Do you feel the muscles that have been working now finally releasing? Feel free to stay here as long as you need to, or you can gently finish this practice with me, using the hands to guide the knees together. We'll take the hands behind the backs of the knees just to gently rock through the spine, taking a few rocks before coming all the way up to a seated position. We'll keep the eyes closed here. Just gently placing one hand over the heart, the other on the belly. And just take this moment to thank yourself. Thank yourself for prioritizing your practice, for taking this time just for you. And when you're ready, we'll rub the palms together, creating some heat between the hands, and then placing the heel of the hand into the eye sockets. We'll feel this moment of complete darkness, your inner world. And then gently releasing the hands away, just so slowly sweeping them away from the face, blinking, opening the eyes. And taking the hands in prayer, you can give yourself a big smile. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.